and I loved working in Cookout on a Saturday, and then all of a sudden all these women kept saying, where's the guy, where's that guy working, is he in today, like this, to dress, they wanted me to dress them, and I'm like, I like this. I thoroughly enjoyed that side of it. And we're going back many years ago, so we're nearly 20, so I'm 39 now, so it'd have been 18, yeah, so yeah, 20 years ago. It was, there wasn't many stylists about. Everybody wants to be a stylist now. But up in Scotland, there was basically 2 stylists who did all the main, like the Scotsman, the Herald, all the big newspapers up there. So I was like, cha-ching, I'll be getting in there. So I did, and it's a very different, you know, if you're a stylist down in London, you need to have contacts, you know, the PR company stuff. Up there, it was all the managers of the stores who you used to see on a Saturday night going out for a drink. So it was quite easy way of getting in, and I'm extremely lucky that that was the case. So I started to do, you know, very early on in my career, great photo shoots in newspapers and stuff like that, and building up a portfolio. So I was really lucky. And then Channel 4 were doing a pilot series in Glasgow, and they wanted local stylists, and they asked me to do it. They named me Budget Boy, and it was called She's Got to Have It, or She's Gonna Get It, as we very nicely. She's Got to Have It. Does anyone remember She's Got to Have It? It was, yeah, do you remember?
But I'm never going to forget Budget Boy. No.
So we basically, I used to get to, what they do, they'd pick a catwalk trend, and you had £50, 250 or £1,000 you had to do it on. So we're going back, so I got 50 quid, but there was no Primark then, because it's like Victorian days.
That must have really been
it was all vintage, all that kind of stuff. So I did that, and there was lots of nasty bits in between, working in call centres, working in so many shops and doing all stuff. But then finally I got a job with ITV, and I've continued. There's 15 years I've been there for now. And
they've been making the nation a more stylish place.
I love it. I'm extremely lucky. I adore my job, and I think the reason I adore my job as well is that I actually do it, which are not an awful. It's quite surprising the amount of people on TV who don't they don't go out and shop.
You're looking through the rails, you're on the high street, you mean it when you say this is the best ruffled shirt that I can find.
And I'm like, there was 5 left on the shelf yesterday, if you want it you need to get it now. And that means a lot to me, and hopefully it does to the viewers as well, do you know what I mean? That they trust me.
Absolutely, because it is that case of trust, and to see you say this is the best patent shoe you can find for £15, I think it must be.
Indeed. We all love a patent shoe. What can I say?
Having both of you on stage with me, I'd really like to know what qualities do you look for in your team? I want to say, what qualities do you have that you think are important to be a success in your industry? Joe, with you, I mean, your job as the editor since Glamour launched, I remember vividly, I couldn't tell you the date, but I remember buying, and it was Kate Winslet on the cover. I remember incredibly well, because it was this new tiny magazine. And now, you know, lots of other magazines or publications do a larger and a slightly smaller format. But it was this fresh, new, cool, inspiring, approachable magazine that you could pop in your handbag or your school bag.
Thank you very much. I mean, what qualities do I... What was the question?
Sorry, I get on such a tangent. I'm like, wait, they're not here just to listen to me waffle. My question was, what qualities do you need in the industry and in your job?
I think definitely at the bottom foundation is, everybody says this, it sounds a cliche, but it's true. You need a passion for what you do, and I grew up absolutely adoring and loving magazines and being obsessed with them, and that's what I look for in my team as well. I do meet people sometimes who they'll say things like, I haven't read Glamour before, but I read it on the way to the interview on the tube, and you're like, nice, thanks very much for that, you know, couldn't even say.
Wrong thing to say.
So I'm looking for people who, there's a real story about why they want to work in magazines, that I need them to get what makes Glamour different to our competitors, and I'm also looking for the people who can do the things that I can't do. I can tell what's a good cover from a bad cover, but we're all in serious trouble if I'm the one who has to make that picture. So I'm always looking for the people who balance my skills, and you know, it's one of those jobs where you can't just say, oh, I'm not doing that because it's Saturday, or you know, you have to want to go the extra mile all the time to make it the best you possibly can, because I think readers notice if you don't do that.
So it is a passion and a commitment, which means you want to work Saturdays, you want to work till
Here we are.
midnight. Oh yeah!
Not every Saturday,
Sorry,
you know what I mean?
Saturday.
Not
Not every Saturday.